It is the 17th of September 2025, and I am here to give you background before I give you my update. So in 2022, January, I weighed 238.5 pounds. October 5th of 2022, I started on Mounjaro. And I was on it for a year and a half, rode it all the way up to 15 milligrams. When I got on Mounjaro, the thing that I noticed is that my problem was not food, because Mounjaro silenced the food hunger immediately. But what happened is something that I had seen happen in the weight loss surgery community back in 2012. I've been following them since 2012. Always looking for how can I duplicate this. So I had seen across the board, without exception, everybody that I followed that had weight loss surgery in 2012, the head hunger may have left, but one of two things cropped up. Either they became a compulsive shopper or a compulsive sex addict. So what happens is when the food hunger is silenced, then this compulsion morphs into other areas of your life. Exercise, gym rats, shopaholics, sexaholics, alcoholics. So the compulsion itself will morph into something else. And I became keenly aware of that when I started Mounjaro. So my prayer began to be, God, relieve me of compulsion. Not of food addiction, but of compulsion in general, because I could see it had wreaked havoc my entire life in various different forms, and was still wreaking havoc even though food hunger had been silenced. So I was extremely grateful that this problem was named, because I knew exactly what I was dealing with. So flash forward, I lost 106 pounds, I think it was. I ended up down at 136 on Mounjaro with no effort at all. The only effort I put into it was taking my shot. I ate anything I wanted. I ate pizza, donuts, anything I wanted. Tons of caffeine through either coffee or diet sodas. So that's going to be key later down the road. When I got down into the 140s, the 130s, my blood pressure started to lower. Mounjaro had been like a fix-all for me. It's such a tremendous anti-inflammatory that it immediately removed all of my pain, just countless problems, removed my reflux, removed all the problems I had. So in 2024, spring, my insurance company dropped Mounjaro with no notice. So I had to come off of it from 15 milligrams cold turkey. I did not expect the repercussions that I got. Of course, head hunger came back, and of course, I ate nonstop. But the scary part was it messed with my hormones horrifically. And it's the worst episode I've ever suffered of wanting to remove myself from the planet. So I've been asking God for a solution. And I was consistently asking God, what can I find that will affect my hormones the way that Manjaro did? There has to be something on the planet. So I ran across L-theanine, 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 by Sports Research on Amazon. And one of the reviews said she had removed alcoholism from her life through this particular supplement. And she disclosed in her review that she took 1,200 milligrams every day and that it completely removed it. So I purchased it, and I took 1,200 milligrams, and from the first day that I did, absolute difference between night and day. So instead of wanting to remove myself from the planet, it was the first time I ever remember feeling safe on this planet. I felt safe. I felt mentally stable. I was happy. And for the first time I realized, oh my God, I've never been happy in my entire life. I've always been depressed or less depressed. I've never been happy. And I would have these waves of euphoria where I was just overwhelmed with joy and safety and feeling happy, and I had never experienced any of that before in my life. So after about 30 days, oh, and by the way, I fasted, intermittent fasted for 21 days while on L-theanine. That was the first time in my entire life, including while I was on Manjaro, that I was ever able, yes, let me see it, that I was ever able to intermittent fast. I had tried fasting my whole life, couldn't do it. So after 30 days, it stopped working. The desire to remove myself from the planet remained, thank you God. But I was no longer getting the euphoric highs. I was no longer getting the ability to stop overeating. I wasn't getting anything. I just quit. So that led me on a continued search to free myself from compulsion, and of course to go back to the 130s as far as weight goes. All right, I'm going to stop this here. This will be part 1 of God knows how many parts it's going to take. But this is part 1. I'll see you in the next video.